Hello learner. In this video, we will understand about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, as the phrase denotes, is being more intelligent about our emotions. As we go through our days, as we go through our lives, we experience multiple emotions. Emotional intelligence tells us we have to be more intelligent and think properly about our emotions. Just like cognitive intelligence, which is about thinking about technical things, analytical things, today management literature and scholarship of management and organization behavior tells us we have to also be more intelligent, attach thinking to our emotions. I'm sure we have all seen these emojis, different emotions, different faces representing different emotions. How do we understand emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is nothing but being more aware of our own feelings, being more aware of how others are feeling, and then use this information of my own feelings and then the others' feelings and use it to take proper actions. Drive your behaviors in a more thoughtful, careful manner. Use that information in our relationships. So, the ability to recognize your own emotions and understand why you are driven, you are experiencing this emotion is extremely critical. Using this understanding of your own emotions, you can empathize with others and understand what could be going on that may be driving the other person to experience certain feelings, and then use these feelings to develop better relationships, respond appropriately to others. In an earlier video, I had explained about our two selves, the ego and the natural self. Now, one of the problems about ego is not bad. We have to understand that the ego within us is actually driven by a sense of survival. It wants us to survive and to live in this world over time, over generations. So it is conditioned by genetics, our hereditary, and also our socialization in the present life. It wants us to be safe. So it is constantly perceiving threats, and which drives fear and a very important emotion. So if there is anything that threatens our survival, I experience fear because it may impact my survival. It keeps comparing myself to others because if I have to survive, I have to find out whether I'm better or not so better compared to other people. I want to have things in my control. I want to strengthen my identity as an individual. I should be powerful. I should be important in the given situation. And then if I'm not good enough, it also starts to criticize. So if you think about it, the survival tendency that gets attached to ego drives many thoughts within us. Now, it is important, as I have said in earlier video and in this video as well, it is socialized, it is programmed because of heredity, because of what we go through in our lives, and it can speak to us in different tones. It can criticize us, it can abuse us, it can be authoritative, etc., etc. Most important, the thoughts that are coming to us can be, if they are being driven, the thoughts that are being driven by the ego, it's a mixture of truth and fallacy. What you are telling to yourself is both right as well as wrong. So you have to be careful not get swayed. You have to be careful in believing the thoughts that are coming to you. Now, the thinking style. Ego is extremely good at catastrophizing. What is catastrophizing? Imagining that there is something wrong that can happen. So it discounts the positive and magnifies the negatives, minimizes the positives. Overgeneralizing. If there's something that goes wrong, what happens is we say, well, everything is wrong. Everything could go wrong because remember, it wants us to survive. So that's a thinking style associated with it. Mind reading. We are extremely good at thinking what others think of me. So we read minds of others. That's a problem because we are comparing ourselves with others, and then we get into thinking, and while we read minds, we think that the other person may be thinking bad of me. When I read minds of others and think of what they are thinking, I don't say, well, they would be thinking great of me. We often think negative. Fortune telling, what will happen in the future? Well, future is mystery, but we spend so much time worrying about the future. Criticizing, should statements about others as well as ourselves. I should have done that. He should have done that. She should have done that. And then finally, judgmental. We start to judge, label people good or bad, this or that, and so on. So there are problematic thinking styles associated with how we have been programmed and socialized to think. The last thing that I want to specify here is, if you look at how our brains are structured, there are two parts in the brain broadly: the thinking part and the emotional part. The emotional part is not in our control. It keeps sensing emotions, and then if you are not careful, these emotions will drive your thoughts, will control how you think. So you experience certain emotions, and then if you are not careful, it will drive negative thoughts. Okay, the ego will kick in, and you may think negative, which will then drive your actions. This is being unintelligent about your emotions. When your thoughts get driven by emotions, you are actually controlled by your emotions. On the other hand, we have to be intelligent. Emotional intelligence tells us we have to be in control. You have to involve and rethink your thoughts that you are having, and then control your emotions, and that will take you to proper actions. And that is intelligence. When you can properly think about your emotions, that would be emotional intelligence. Thank you.